Hey guys, so welcome back. This is part 2 of my video. Before we get into the noble families, let's just do the continuation of the history of the Zanpakuto of Squad Zero. Now, like I mentioned with the first person that I covered in my first video, I did mention that I was going to give even more detail based on what I've seen before. I think I said that not only Ichibe's Bankai is terrifying, but here's another fact that I forgot to add in the first video. So besides his Bankai being considered a water type Zanpakuto, which a lot of people I think overlook due to the fact that the property of ink is a substance of water in some way, like especially like a water ink. It's like a different type of liquid substance of water. Also, Ichibe's Ichimonji could have a connection to the Hell Gates itself, thus having the property of holding all the darkness in the world. I think that would make perfect sense, because his Zanpakuto is the only one that is not connected and the blood oath seal that the other 4 Squad Zero members are connected to. Also, like I said, I did mention that the other person that had a water Zanpakuto was Kai and Shiba, which has the legendary sword Nejibata. Now, the crazy thing about that Zanpakuto is I just love the trident design that it had. I wish we could have seen more of it. Like I said, the Soul Society or even the Royal Palace, how it's designed based on how it was structured, based on the club outside answers, I think that I came to a conclusion that throughout history there were always a form of organization that protected the Soul Society before the captains of the Gotei 13 that was founded by Yamamoto. They even mentioned that, because I even mentioned that to myself, that as powerful Yamamoto was, how come he did never had the opportunity to join Squad Zero? Tite Kubo also gave us some answers indicating that there's only 5 spaces that is available to be a Squad Zero member, and that if one dies, then it has to be replaced. But here's another thing. Besides Captain Yamamoto being one of the older captains, as well as Unohana, we also have Sunsui and Ukitake. But here's one more captain that nobody didn't really expect to be one of the older captains. I'm talking about Captain Hikifune, which was the only captain that we knew of from the turn back, the pendulum arc that was mentioned, that joined Squad Zero. She was basically promoted. So Kiryu Hikifune is the Grain King of Squad Zero. She literally deals with the food and the nutrients of the team. So it's almost as if they feed off her life force. And I was thinking, based on the abilities that she's shown us in Core 2 as well as Core 3, from just normally cooking as well as building up food, I came to a conclusion that when they were creating the teams and when she was planning on joining the Squad Zero barracks, I think that a lot of things that was interchanged was that her sword. I think whenever time a new person enters the promotion of Squad Zero, I think Uetsu Nomaya kind of as if kills their old Bankai, and those people regain a new Bankai that fits their new description and their title. I think that's the only way that I could explain that those Zanpakutos are different from all the other Zanpakutos, because they are made from oaken bones, which is the bones of Squad Zero as well as parts of the Soul King. I'm still indicating that Hikifune's Bankai, if she were to release it, I think it has to do with absorbing reishi, but I think it's almost like a gigantic tree of life. But I think her Bankai affects everyone, not just herself. Just like she has the ability to transform from a skinnier version of herself into a larger. Also, it seems as if her Bankai has the property of wind. So I don't think we ever seen a Bankai that deals with wind, like actual wind. She's able to show us 3 different properties: wind and creating life, as well as Tendril has the property of lightning. It's similar to the Todro Bankai, which is the lightning Bankai. His sword Kenpika has the ability to create this shiny luminous light, but at the same time it blinds people. It almost has a perfection of reflection. So water abilities such as the Kenpika is very different. So in full length, I think that each Squad 0 member has the ability to interchange with each other. What I mean by that is that each of them has an ability that they either learn from each other or gain from each other. But I think they each are powerful in their own rights. What I find strange is who created the Blood Oath Seal. Was it Ichibei to kind of keep them bind if someone go out of hand, that they can't go full power? This is a lot of questions. I think Squad 0, I can't wait, since Tybw mentioned that he planned on releasing more history on Squad 0. Like I said, we're gonna be jumping into the noble families, and I think their connection to the royal palace and the Great Sen. So the noble families, the only 2 noble families that we know is the Shihoin and the Kuchikis. Now there are 3 other noble families. The Kiba family, which is the Kurosaki lineage, which is Ichigo's dad. Now I can't wait to cover this this next video, which talks about the history of the noble families and their connection to the Soul King, and the origin of the 5 great noble families, and were they very similar to the Soul King. So see you guys for part 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the Bleach updates, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.